NBA YoungBoy doesn't just drop diss tracks, he drops bombs. And when this guy doesn't like you, the whole world knows it.
You drunk face ass. That's all you like to do, is to get drunk and talk. That was gonna get you up, nigga.
From cold-blooded lyrics to straight-up disrespect, YoungBoy has made it very clear who's on his bad side.
You stop running from me. I ain't in no competition with you. Stop writing me. You ain't no killer. You won't be like me. You writing all day.
But out of all the names he's taken shots at, who are the ones he truly can't stand? Today, we're breaking down the top 5 artists NBA YoungBoy hates the most. Starting at number 5, we have NLE Choppa. To truly understand why NBA YoungBoy dislikes NLE Choppa, one has to look back at a time when there was mutual respect, which eventually eroded into public animosity, communicated primarily through fiery music and candid interviews. Initially, their paths seemed parallel, with both artists emerging as two of the most potent voices of the new generation. NLE Choppa, in his early career, openly showed admiration for NBA YoungBoy. In a detailed interview on Vlad TV, Choppa revealed the extent of his initial support, explaining that he had released a song titled Free YoungBoy when the Baton Rouge rapper was incarcerated, and the music was a hit. And at this point, he hadn't even met NBA YoungBoy in person.
To the point where I never met him in person or whatnot. I had talked like via phone or via text. Me and Montana, we used to always be real cool.
He even disclosed that YoungBoy's own Never Broke Again label had reached out with interest in signing him, an offer he didn't see until he was already committed elsewhere.
And wanted to sign me, and I didn't see the DM until I was signed. I feel like it was low-key a blessing in disguise or whatnot. But
So you were they wanted you to sign to Never Broke Again?
This period was marked by a clear sense of respect between the two rising stars. The relationship began to publicly fracture as another, more significant conflict took center stage: the deeply personal and tragic beef between NBA YoungBoy and Chicago's Lil Durk. This rivalry escalated dramatically following the death of King Von, a close affiliate of Lil Durk, in an altercation that involved Quando Rondo, an artist signed to YoungBoy's label. This is where NLE Choppa was drawn into the fray. In early 2022, NLE Choppa publicly sided with those defending King Von, and after YoungBoy released tracks that were widely interpreted as disrespecting the late rapper, Choppa made it clear where his allegiance lay. In a revealing interview on The Breakfast Club, he explained his motivation.
First and foremost, I made certain comments because my brother Von, that's what I made a comment on, defending his name because he's not able to defend his name.
This act of choosing sides was a direct trigger for NBA YoungBoy. Known for his unflinching and aggressive responses to perceived disloyalty, YoungBoy took to the booth to air his grievances. He released the track, Know Like I Know, a diss record that was unmistakably aimed at NLE Choppa. He also took a direct shot at Choppa's well-publicized, holistic, and spiritual lifestyle, a core part of his public identity. While NBA YoungBoy has not sat for a formal lengthy interview dissecting his feud with NLE Choppa, his feelings have been made clear through his music. On the other hand, NLE Choppa has been more forthcoming in interviews. Speaking to DJ Vlad, he even reacted to YoungBoy's diss track, admitting that the song was good and the bars were clever, almost finding humor in it.
It was funny to me. I feel like, it's not serious when it hit the net. It's funny. It's just entertainment to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song.
However, he maintained that he doesn't take things said on the internet or in a song as a real-world threat. He has consistently tried to frame the issue as a war of words rather than a physical beef, aligning with his more zen-like public persona. Another artist NBA YoungBoy hates is Gucci Mane. The two rappers had a decent relationship at one point. Back in 2020, YoungBoy even shouted out Gucci in his track Make No Sense, rapping, "I feel like I'm Gucci Mane in 2006. It was a clear sign of admiration. At the time, there were no signs of beef, but that changed in 2022. It all erupted after Gucci Mane dropped a song in January 2022 with Lil Durk, someone NBA YoungBoy already had a deep and personal conflict with. So, when Gucci chose to collaborate with Durk, YoungBoy felt betrayed. Just a month later, in February 2022, YoungBoy released a track called I Hate YoungBoy. The title alone made it clear he wasn't holding back. In the song, he came straight at Gucci Mane, and this ended any doubt about where YoungBoy stood.
Step to me, fuck nigga. I would love to, nigga. I don't care. You see me, my wife, you can step to me. I'ma smoke you.
Gucci didn't sit back quietly. In early March 2022, just days after YoungBoy's diss, Gucci released Publicity Stunt. While he never mentioned YoungBoy by name, it was obvious who he was talking about. He was basically calling YoungBoy out for chasing attention instead of handling things privately or respectfully. But perhaps the coldest line in the entire song was when Gucci flipped YoungBoy's own lyric against him. He rapped, "I thought you felt like Gucci Mane in 2006? That line hit hard. It was subtle but sharp. Gucci was mocking YoungBoy for once admiring him, only to turn around and diss him. He even posted a picture on Instagram with a yellow Ferrari, similar to the one YoungBoy had used in his music video, just to twist the knife a little deeper." Neither rapper went on record with interviews directly addressing each other after those songs dropped. Moving on to number 3, we have the late King Von. Initially, the friction between the two was confined to social media. King Von, a Chicago native and close associate of Lil Durk, began publicly questioning the authenticity of NBA YoungBoy's aggressive lyrics. In one notable Instagram live session, Von could be heard listening to a YoungBoy track before remarking that YoungBoy is like the way he claims to be in his song.
YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro. You talking crazy on this man.
This public challenge to YoungBoy's street credibility was a direct shot at his persona. The situation was further complicated by rumors and images that suggested King Von was romantically involved with Jania Michelle, one of NBA YoungBoy's ex-girlfriends and the mother of one of his children. Despite the escalating online tension, King Von himself downplayed the severity of their beef in what would tragically be one of his final interviews. Just one day before his death, he sat down with hip-hop personality DJ Academics and addressed the rumored feud. During this interview, DJ Academics asked King Von, saying,
"You know what people told me? People told me you and YoungBoy was beefing or something like that. You said something about what happened? What's going on with you, man?"
Von then clarified that there was no real animosity and that it was the internet blowing things out of proportion.
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same issues and holes, and then you know how the internet will try to make it.
However, King Von tragically misjudged the danger because what he called an online beef soon turned into a real-world tragedy on November 6th, 2020. Outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, King Von and his crew encountered Quando Rondo, a rapper signed to NBA YoungBoy's Never Broke Again label. An argument quickly escalated into a physical altercation, with surveillance footage showing King Von throwing punches at Quando Rondo. Within seconds, the fight devolved into fire. In the chaos, Lil Tim, a friend of Quando Rondo, opened fire, fatally wounding King Von.
Two groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of gunfire.
The aftermath was immediate and seismic, splitting the hip-hop community. While King Von's camp, led by Lil Durk, mourned, NBA YoungBoy's side defended the actions as self-defense. The feud, which King Von himself had described as internet-driven, was now tragically real and cemented in bloodshed. In the years following Von's death, NBA YoungBoy has not shied away from fanning the flames. He has released multiple songs with lyrics that are widely interpreted as direct disses to the late rapper in his O-Block neighborhood in Chicago. This posthumous taunting solidified the unending animosity between his camp and Lil Durk's Only the Family, OTF, collective, turning a tragic feud with King Von into a defining and ongoing war in modern rap. Drake and J. Cole are number 2 on NBA YoungBoy's hate list. For years, there was no apparent animosity between NBA YoungBoy and these guys. In fact, NBA YoungBoy had expressed a desire to work with Drake. He revealed on his radio show that he had previously sent Drake a song for a feature, but the collaboration never materialized. In a clip from his show, captured and discussed by DJ Academics, you can hear YoungBoy detail his attempt to work with Drake. Adding another layer to this dynamic was a now infamous studio session that never was. Before the public fallout, a collaboration between J. Cole and NBA YoungBoy was in the works. As the story, first reported by DJ Academics, goes, J. Cole arrived at the studio and waited for a remarkable 8 hours for YoungBoy, who never showed up.
J. Cole waited in the studio for 8 hours for YoungBoy to show up. YoungBoy didn't show up. Facts. These are facts. Your favorite rapper, nigga.
Months later, NBA YoungBoy addressed the incident directly during a Clubhouse session. He clarified that his absence wasn't a slight against J. Cole, but was due to his own mental state. YoungBoy explained he was going through personal issues and didn't feel he was in the right frame of mind to be in a creative space with anyone, let alone an artist of Cole's stature. He said he didn't want to bring his negative energy into the session, reframing the narrative from one of disrespect to one of self-awareness.
Mad at the moment. I was going through something. So what the I'm gonna go in this main studio session for a meet up with him, knowing that I ain't in the mode that.
This history of a failed Drake collaboration and a missed session with J. Cole set the stage for the public explosion in October 2023. When Drake and J. Cole released their hit song, First Person Shooter, YoungBoy interpreted a specific line from Cole as a direct insult. On the track, Cole raps $500K for a feature, followed by, like what? YoungBoy, you want a feature? Yeah. Given the backstory, this line, whether intended as a diss or not, struck a nerve. Feeling publicly mocked, YoungBoy's reaction was swift and furious. He took to social media with a series of aggressive posts, captured and reported on by media outlets, where he verbally attacked both J. Cole and Drake. He made it clear he saw the line as a diss and expressed deep disappointment in Drake for aligning with someone who was, in his view, taking a shot at him. In the fallout, J. Cole's camp tried to quell the fire. His manager, Ibrahim I.B. Hamad, publicly denied that Cole had dissed YoungBoy. Despite these attempts at clarification, the damage was done. In 2023, NBA YoungBoy released a song with direct disses aimed at both Drake and J. Cole in his song The Industry PT2. And at number 1, we have Lil Durk. The feud between NBA YoungBoy and Lil Durk is one of the most intense and emotional rivalries in modern hip-hop. It's not just about music, it's about real pain, deep loyalty, and serious consequences. And it all began with a tragedy. On November 6th, 2020, Lil Durk's close friend and rising rapper King Von was shot and killed outside a nightclub in Atlanta. This single tragic event drew an immovable line in the sand, transforming any underlying industry tension into a profound and personal war between Durk's Only the Family, OTF, and YoungBoy's Never Broke Again, NBA, camps.
I know YoungBoy fans to be wild. I'm not representing his opinion. I'm telling you what I think is his opinion. I think that because of that incident, which was very unfortunate at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, it's changed everybody's lives irreparably.
Yeah, that shit fucked everybody up. Like,
Following a period of subliminal disses, the conflict exploded into open warfare in 2022. YoungBoy released the scathing track I Hate YoungBoy, where he aggressively targeted not only Lil Durk, but also his then-fiancée, India Royale, and directly taunted Durk's circle about the pain of King Von's death. The song was a brutal and personal escalation. Lil Durk fired back with Ahaha, a menacing response where he, surrounded by his OTF crew in the music video, questioned YoungBoy's street credibility and mocked his associates in a powerful show of unity. While YoungBoy stayed quiet in the public eye, rarely doing interviews, Durk handled things differently. He kept his cool, especially in a sit-down with DJ Academics. There, he brushed off YoungBoy's diss as a weak attempt to sell music, saying, he's got a mixtape to sell. He also made it clear that he wasn't scared of YoungBoy at all.
Says you're either number 1 scared of him or number 2
scared of who? Scared of who?
Quote unquote using him for promo. Well, him.
Scared of who? For what?
NBA YoungBoy.
What'd he do?
In that same interview, Durk even questioned how big YoungBoy really was in the rap game, hinting that maybe his influence wasn't as strong as people thought. That added more fuel to the fire, making it obvious that these two were not on speaking terms.
I mean, like, do he got, like, YoungBoy, do he got a big influence in his generation?
Nah, he has a big influence, yeah.
Okay, cool. He can call and do songs with people he wants to, right?
This clearly showed both of them were not on good terms. However, this narrative was flipped on its head in late 23 when YoungBoy himself claimed in a video that the entire beef was for entertainment and that he spoke to Durk on the phone every few nights.
I talk to Durk like every 2-3 nights, man. He be trying to talk to me about my music, and he focused on $1 billion right now. This
surprising claim was met with public skepticism from Durk, who posted a cryptic message on social media accusing an unnamed person of lying, suggesting that even their supposed private talks were filled with distrust. The consequences of their feud have rippled through the music industry. YoungBoy has publicly claimed that a potential collaboration with Drake was thwarted due to Drake's loyalty to Lil Durk, demonstrating how their personal animosity has influenced business decisions at the highest levels of the genre. Even behind bars, the beef stayed alive. In March 2025, while YoungBoy was in prison, reports came out that he got into a fight with another inmate. Why? Because the guy shouted out Lil Durk's OTF crew.
It was a guy from Mississippi, he yelled out OTF. YoungBoy said, "You OTF?"
According to Terrence Gangsta Williams, Birdman's brother, YoungBoy took that as a sign of disrespect and reacted immediately.
They said they went to the cell, YoungBoy hit him with a 2P, dropped him.
Now, in mid-2025, the situation remains tense. YoungBoy is fresh out of prison and on probation. Meanwhile, Lil Durk is facing a serious legal battle involving a murder-for-hire case. Their lives are still surrounded by drama, danger, and uncertainty, and the rivalry hasn't gone anywhere.